Xin chào, what's up everybody? Okay, so we're gonna do the CCP virus update here in good old Vietnam. It's the tally's rising, but Saigon's still good. We've had one case, and yeah, we're in like some sort of lockdown, but like ever since even the first lockdown, it's not really ever a lockdown here. I'll explain that after we go over the news, but it gets kind of blown out of proportion by other YouTubers. Yeah, I'll really explain that. And they've got a 21-day quarantine again, which they've already done before, and they'll backpedal on that as well. Uh, yeah, we'll get to that stuff after I report the like factual news, and then all the other stuff I'll talk about is like what I've seen with my eyes being in the city throughout this entire CCP virus since it started to now. I was here roughly almost a year before the virus kicked out, maybe 9 months, 10 months before the virus happened. So, yeah, we'll get to all that after I read the article to you. And the article comes from VN Express, so if you want to read it yourself, you can download the app or go to their website. Vietnam's new COVID-19 wave tally rises by 78 after peak day. So this is as of Monday morning, an hour ago. It's 8:30 a.m. here. I got up at about 7 a.m. I waited in case more news came out, and I'm sure after this gets aired that there'll be more updates to this, but that's kind of how it goes. So yeah, the health ministry confirmed 78 more COVID-19 patients on Monday morning, raising the infection tally of the ongoing wave to 411. So let's just start with that first one there. It's at 411. Most of it's up north. Most of it, I think Hanoi's got the most amount of, that'll be covered in this article, but as it's always been down here in Saigon, we never get hit with it too hard. People really take responsibility when these waves pop up, and they report where the patients were, and then other people go and get tested if they had any kind of contact with even a person that had contact with that person or their friend maybe, or maybe they were in that restaurant. They will go and get tested. So that's the situation that I've been monitoring, because I was in Da Nang, which has quite a few cases now as well. And if I was in any of the places where any of these people were, they report all the news, and the health declarations are done and stuff at all the hotels you go to. So I would have been contacted if someone was at the hotel, and if so, I would go get tested. I would do whatever is required of me. No big deal. I have no problem with sticking a swab in my thing. I feel absolutely fine. I've been home for about 8 days, so I've got 7 more days to go before I can really get out there and do stuff again, essentially. I'm trying to be responsible. Plus, I have a lot of stuff to catch up here at home anyways. I think we've got 2 or 3 more videos in the pipeline from the trip, and then I'm going to plan the next trip for when this wave's over, because it ultimately will be over sooner than later. They do such a good job at containing and stuff like this. The new cases are recorded in 9 different localities, with the northern provinces of Bac Ninh recording 27, Vinh Phuc 19, the central Da Nang city of 13, capital city Hanoi 9. The northern provinces of Bac Kinh 5 and Hao Binh 2, the northern provinces of Dinh Binh and Lang Son, and the central highlands Đà Lạt province reported 1 each. I butchered all those names. I'm not a professional in Vietnamese in any kind of way yet. I don't claim to be, so apologies. In the past 24 hours, 155 locally transmitted cases have been recorded, the highest daily infection in Vietnam ever since the pandemic broke out last year. So yeah, on paper it looks bad, but compared to like other countries, it's not bad at all. Am I worried about it? Not even in the slightest, to put it nicely. Among the new patients, some had come into contact with previously confirmed COVID-19 patients in different hotspots in the north and central Vietnam, and the rest have been found positive via mass testing. So they're really testing aggressively in all those areas. They had a whole alley blocked off here in Saigon because there's a guy that tested negative, positive. They tested the entire alley, all the homes, everybody's negative, so they've reopened the alley. 6 of the new COVID cases in Hanoi are related to the hotspot at its COVID-19 frontline hospital, the National Hospital for Tropical Diseases, which has been locked down since last week after becoming a hotspot itself. 7 of the new cases in Da Nang are linked to the Amada Beauty Salon, a new cluster. So if you were at this Amada Beauty Salon in Da Nang, go get tested. Community transmissions of the new coronavirus reemerged in Vietnam on April 27. Since then, cases have spread to 26 localities, mostly in northern and central Vietnam. Hanoi now takes the lead with 120 cases, followed by Bac Ninh with 85 and Da Nang 48. Now, here's my opinion. This is where the news turns off, and just, what I maybe think what has happened is there wasn't much testing before this outbreak happened again. I think more than likely the 21-day thing is the safe face right now, and it'll probably get backpedaled because it was probably already here, is my guess. Yeah, I just don't see 4 or 5 tests returning a false positive. And yeah, I mean, sure, it's a high possibility this thing's 21 days now, but they did this before, which a lot of people don't remember. Quite a few YouTubers made it like breaking news that it's a 21-day quarantine again. I don't think that that's going to last. I think they're going to find that that's just not required. But who knows? I'm not the Vietnamese government, and I'm not like trying to come up with conspiracy theories and shit like this. So it's very possible that 21 days might be the new standard. I highly doubt it, though. I mean, that completely shuts down any kind of anyone trying to get here. Like, who wants to do 21 days? 14 days was already pretty bad. 21 days is pretty insane. But for now, that is the current hold. So if you're an expert coming in to get the expert visa, let's say like a teacher or et cetera, you're going to have to do a 21-day quarantine at the hotel now. And then you're required to go home for 7 more days and test negative again and stay self-isolated. Now, that's where the problem's been, and that's where most of these flare-ups come in, is people just don't do it. Vietnamese are really good at following the 14-day thing when they're locked away in a hotel or foreigners coming. But once you put it on them to do another 14 days, because that was the stipulation before, is you were supposed to come, do a 14-day quarantine and then do pretty much 14 more days at home in self-isolation, and nobody really does that. Like the one guy, the first guy from this outbreak, he had like a family party and stuff within like 2 or 3 days after his 14-day quarantine. He went out and did shit. So, I mean, that's where the problem is coming into hand. So that's why I think they went to like a 21-day forced into a thing, which makes sense, because then that takes the power out of the person's hand when they do the self-isolation thing at home, which seems to not go down very well. And I guess I'm pretty understanding of those people. You've been locked away 14 days. Everything says it's 14 days. You've tested negative. I can understand the thinking behind that. And so, yeah, it's very possible the 21-day thing might stick. It's just going to be, it's going to be impossible to get like real experts over that like need to do actual important jobs that aren't going to want to waste 21 days. We'll see how long that plays out. It's very possible that they'll stick with it, but I think like they backpedaled on it before, they'll backpedal on it again. I just, So my buddy in Da Nang says that Da Nang really like fully locks down. Like all the restaurants close, everything closes. I saw personally that they actually took like the caution tape and ran it completely down the beach, like the entire beach, which is very long. I think I don't even know how many kilometers it is, but they ran it down the entire beach. So I saw firsthand, and everything was closed. Like on the day I was going back through to the airport, they had already, all the stuff that was previously open when I was there was like closed. So I can confirm that Da Nang actually locks down through my own visual eyes and through my buddy there. For Hanoi, I don't know. I'm not in Hanoi. I can ask my buddy there. I should have asked him beforehand. I do have a friend there, but he always says nothing's locked down there. But like he kind of is on like the backpacker area, Um, and yeah, he doesn't care too much about politics and news, so he's not completely trustworthy on that stuff. Um, and let's talk about Saigon. This is the big thing I want to talk about, which I want to go shoot a video on it, but Saigon really never locks down. I'm going to be honest with you. Like they say, like massage parlors and clubs, and the clubs close down. Yes, the discotheques, the karaoke shut down as well. But as far as like bars, massage places, and restaurants and things like this, almost every bar in Saigon registers under a restaurant, and they never really ask the restaurants to close. They always allow them to stay open. So, I can walk down to Japantown tonight and show you 4 or 5 bars that are fully open and probably packed, because a lot of the other like ones that are registered under a straight bar are closed. So like it makes them even more busy during times like this. Like Pasture Brewing over in Japantown on the main drag there will be packed tonight. I can almost promise you that. And they do a very good job there. They separate the seats out 6 feet. They have you sign in with your name, with your phone number, and like a brief little medical thing where you just put like yes or no. So they're attempting to do contact tracing if something goes awry. And then like massage places, like if you for some reason needed to go do that massage thing, you can just go down the alleys and there's plenty of them open. Only stuff like that's on street view that like you see with the naked eye, like on a main drag, really closes. There's a really big outdoor restaurant here where the seating's kind of tight. It's like huge. It's got, I've shown it on Little Tokyo video, the last one I did. When you see me walk towards a restaurant and it's like a hot pot place outside, that place I can see from my window has been completely jam packed. And then there's a really popular coffee tea place right next to it that completely jam packed still, and there's no separation in seating there. Like if you've ever sat at a coffee tea place here, it's like a little table, little stools, and they're all like less than a foot apart. So the zoo yesterday, I saw the zoo was packed. My building here, they like take plastic and fence off the basketball court and the tennis courts, and you're not supposed to use them. Everybody was using the tennis courts and playing basketball yesterday. Just more so, people are kind of flaunting the rules now. They're, I think, kind of over it, and they see there's only one case, and they're like, fuck it. Which, I'm a little bit more responsible on that stuff. I don't, I can take a few weeks off from, playing tennis if I played tennis. It sucks. I can't. The gym's closed. As we know, I've been on a real big gym kick. So now what I do is I just do 2-a-days on my cardio, my running, and I do sit-ups and push-ups here, and ordered a kettlebell so I can do kettlebell exercises. I got a 20 kg one, which is pretty good to do everything. But yeah, Saigon never really closes, even since the first wave. The first wave was the only real one where like people really stayed in and didn't go out for like a solid, month. Like people really stayed in, and then after that, every wave after, they've figured out ways to stay open. Of course, Boivang is closed, but that's used as an example. They want that to be closed. They want that to be seen that it's closed, that they're, being greatly responsible. And even there, few places always stay open because they're registered under a restaurant. So there's this place on the corner where I guarantee you if I went there and filmed tonight, there would be like 20 expats drinking beers away. Which, nothing wrong with that. That's what you want to do. So yeah, school. Well, let's talk about school. School was going to finish in like 10 days anyway, so they just called it early, and they're doing the last week here this week remotely, and they did that in Hanoi. They did that in Saigon, and I'm going to assume Da Nang. I don't have the factual information on that, but I can tell you for a fact that Saigon has called off school as a precaution. So I think just because there's only one case, it's just not being taken serious really too much, and like I said, it's open. I can go out tonight. I can find a bar to drink at if I wanted to. I can find a bunch of places to go eat. Taxis are all about. It's nothing like a couple people on my Discord like posted videos of like people like making extreme like videos on the 21-day quarantine like it was really big breaking news when it's already happened here and stuff like this, which is a bit clickbaity. But it's fine. You got to get them views and you got to make that money. But yeah, I just try to give you like what I've really seen, experienced, walked by, done from being here in Vietnam during this whole thing. And I'm glad that I'm still here. The only thing I'm not too greatly happy about is they just aren't rolling out the vaccine any kind of fast enough. But it's been difficult for them to get their hands on the vaccine. There's so many other countries with so much more money that can get a hold of the vaccine and that are way worse off and need it way more. So it's kind of a catch-22 at this point. Since we've never really been hit hard here, it's going to be a slow rollout on the vaccine, which is unfortunate. I would take it too. I'm not like some conspiracy theorist on this vaccine thing. Whatever, I'll take it. Stab me away. I'm just not going to take the Chinese one or the Russian one. And that's just my own personal beliefs on stuff. You're free to think whatever you want and do whatever you want. But yeah, I think it is going to slow down things for getting here. The travel bubble probably is just off the table for this year, by the way, the vaccine passport thing. You can just take that off the table. I can almost promise you that's not going to happen this year anymore with this recent flare-up. And it's not going to be probably the last flare-up. There's probably going to be a fifth wave as well. Yeah. And a lot of people are like getting mad. They're like, oh, stop bringing in expert visas and things like this. You can't completely stop everything. That's just not a logical way of thinking. They still need teachers. A lot of people left because their teaching jobs, they lost them. And there was too long of a period there during the first waves of where they had no job and no income. So instead of not making any money and just spending your money to live here, they went back home to weather the storm and then come back, when things are better. That's why, Nha Trang is like a ghost town. Like it's really cool there, but I couldn't imagine living there right now. There's nothing. I looked for bars to go to every day, and every one of them was closed. The only thing that was open was the sailing club. Like that was like a bar feel, like it's so limited to what you can do there. And I saw there that they've closed the beach there as well. A couple people actually, subscribers in the comments, said they were actually kicked off the beach when on there. But they haven't really been reporting too many cases, so I imagine their lockdown isn't going to be extremely long either. So yeah, that's really where we're at. And as things change, I will keep you updated. We've got 3 or 4 more videos to go. I, of course, have the marriage party with her brother's birthday. That's just a huge video that's got like 45 different clips that'll require, hours and hours of editing. And it's got drone footage. We even flew the drone in the park here. And this is before we went on the trip. So I'll get that edited. And then I'm going to have to figure out, day in the life content, other things to keep the ball rolling, essentially. But once this thing's all over, I plan to travel again all over Vietnam. I want to do Sapa. I want to do Hanoi. I want to do a bunch of key locations. So yeah, I thank you guys for watching. If you did like the video, I'd appreciate it if you smash that like button or smash that dislike button, whichever one makes you happy. Drop a comment if you're a commenter. And if you're not subscribed, make sure you hit the subscription, hit the bell, and then hit all, and you'll know when I go live, if I go live stream, etc., etc., etc. And for all that have been supporting me and support the channel, really appreciate you guys. The new podcast is up on the Patreon channel. It's an hour. It's pretty good. We'll be shooting another one tomorrow, and that'll go up probably around Thursday or Friday. There are hour-long videos of me cooking, so yeah. Anyways, thanks guys for watching. Stay safe out there. I will report things as they change. Don't worry. So see you on the next one. Peace out.